What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. It's your boy, Mad Stacker, and I made another trip to the coin shop. Alright guys, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in today. This video is covering August 11th, 2020. I went to my favorite coin shop out in Katy, katycoins.com, and just kind of went to look around and see how things were going. Spot price that day was $24.85. It was just after it had got up to $29.92 over the previous end of the week before. And it kind of took a little dip, about a 15% dip down. A lot of people were saying, hey, is this the pullback? Some people said that was the pullback. Other people still believe that'll happen when the next stimulus drops. Now, this video may be actually published after the stimulus, so we may already know the outcome by the time this video gets aired, as I am kind of recording to play catch up through my journey to get it all documented. So I had to drive out to Katy. I was on that side of town to go out to the office, and decided I would make a quick trip by there to see, you know, how things changed since the price was really high and then went back down really low. The last time I was there, it was up a lot higher. It had come down a little bit. So I just wanted to see how much change there was. And I'll tell you, when I got there, I was a little bit disappointed, because I feel like for the most part, they're pretty fair out there. But I do feel like they react dollar for dollar when the spot price goes up, but they don't react dollar for dollar when it goes down. So to kind of give you an example of what I mean when I say that, is like, let's say spot price is $10 and there's a $4 premium on an American Eagle, right? So your all-in cost is $14. Now a spot price goes up to $11, the $4 premium now brings that coin to $15. But let's say you take that same $10 coin with a $4 premium and spot price drops to $9, then that same coin wouldn't necessarily drop down to $13. It may drop down to like $13.50. So they're giving dollar for dollar on the way up, but they're not giving the same dollar for dollar on the way down. And I may be judging that completely wrong, but from what I can tell, and just off of, you know, being in there when it's up and when it's down, it definitely feels like there's a bit of a discrepancy. But needless to say, that day I was in there, I didn't go too crazy. But I wanted to spend 20 bucks or so and get a few things, which, you know, is enough to kind of satisfy me for the time. So junk silver that day I was in there was 24 times face, which is, I mean, it's pretty high. The first time I ever bought junk silver was at 15 times face, and then several times later at 18 times face when it got a little higher. But 24 times face for mercuries. I think rosies might have been 23 times face, but like the mercury dimes and the half dollars and all that were 24 times face. And I wasn't cool with doing that. But they had rows and rows of these sleeved coins, right? So as I was looking around, I started to do a little bit of math, and like I saw this. So they've got this huge bag of mercury dimes. It's got to be 2,000 or 3,000 mercury dimes that you can sort through. But then they've got really good looking ones that they've sleeved in these flips. And of course they can't go through and remark every single piece once the spot price goes up or down. So these were all still marked from when spot price was, you know, around 20, a lot lower, right? Not getting a very good view on that there. I wonder why that is. Maybe it's the white. So, needless to say, I'm sitting there looking at it. There we go. And I start doing some math. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if these nice mercuries, these ones they consider to be in good condition, that's a 1942p, the ones they consider to be in good condition, that they've taken the time to flip and mark individual prices. I mean, if these are $2 each, that means they're 20 times face. Well, hello, that's cheaper than 24 times face. So I just started going through all these flips and pulling out every one that was $2 in just getting it. So I was like, hey, I'll game the system a little bit today. I'll get in there and get the coins cheaper than you're selling the bulk constitutional for. And while 20 times face is still higher than we'd like to pay, it's I guess in a small way I felt like I was winning. But looking at these, some of them aren't super special. So I don't know why all these are in flips. And what would be really funny is if the whole thing was set up for me to do exactly what I did. Wouldn't that be awesome? Talk about genius marketing. Hey, let's mark these dimes and make them think they're getting a better deal just to get them to buy at 20 times face. Because I did. Also ended up with a couple rosies, which were toned. So this was still a little bit cheaper than they were selling rosies for. But I thought these toned rosies looked pretty cool. Now, I will tell you that I'm going to take all these out of these flips. I'm not going to bore you through that on the video, but I mean, these are just going to go in the stack. They're not going to be kept separate or special, although this one looks really cool. It's got some really good toning on it. So, I will plug into the video the numbers of all the mintages of these, but I'm not going to go through and recite them all for you, as I realize that I'm just throwing a bunch of numbers in the air and filling up dead air feed for you. But somewhere here on the left, or however I can figure out how to do it, I will have the list of these Mercury dimes and these rosies, and I will give you the mintages of how many they made. And I also picked this up for $6, which is 24 times face, which is what they were selling the other ones for. So I got a proof at the same price they were selling the junk at. And what was cool about this one is 1959 is the year that my father was born. So I thought I'd grab that just to add it to the stack. So if my father ever decides to come check out some of my videos, Pop, I picked up this coin because of you. Well, and because I got it for the same price as junk. But both. We'll just go with both. All right. Pretty cool stuff. So $6 plus 2 for all these. That there was 9 of these that put me all in for $24. Now, there was somebody that had just dropped off that day 4 10-ounce kookaburras, and I didn't even know that that existed. And then I found out just yesterday or the day before that there's a kilo kookaburra. And it's legal tender. And that just blew my mind. However, they wanted 300 a piece for these. And there was a guy in there and he bought 3 of them right there. And I was like, oh, should I buy the other one? And I was like, nah, let me just get out of here. So I left, even though I really wanted it. But I'd never seen those before and thought that was really cool. The question is, was I able to stay away? And if you want to know the answer to that, you'll have to check out my next video. But for now, we're going to leave that unanswered. So I'm going to add these to my stack, guys. And once they go on my stack, they never go back. And this brings me to a total of 196.5522 ounces with an average cost of $26.19 per ounce. And we are going to just throw these over here. Boom. So thanks for coming out today, guys. As always, I appreciate you coming to share my journey. I love it when I get to go to the coin shop. I am working my way up, and I'll have some clips involved in some of these videos from when I was actually there, because I do try to record a little bit. I'm just trying to ease my way into not being the weird guy at the coin shop recording everything. I did let them know that I was starting a YouTube channel back when I first started, and they were like, oh, that's cool. They didn't seem real interested, but I'm slowly but surely, it's run by a guy and his wife, and I'm slowly but surely trying to become friends with them and maybe start doing some interviews, because I've seen a couple people ask the owner there questions, and dude knows his stuff. He's very well versed in this world that we are all in. So I'm super excited to get to know him better and pick his brain about stuff. And as I told you before, I took all 150 ounces that I had at the time over there, and he took the time to test every single one of them for me without expecting anything in return. And that kind of stuff for me goes a little bit farther than a little extra premium on a coin from time to time. So really awesome folks out there. Check them out, katycoins.com. You can look them up on the fancy interwebs there. So please hit like, subscribe, check the notification bell. If you're new here, I hope you'll come back. I hope you see something on my channel that inspires you to add to your stack or start a stack. But if you haven't spent some time in this community, I suggest that you definitely do that. I've got a list of my top featured channels on my page, people that have inspired me and influenced me and mentored me to get started. So I suggest you start there, check out those guys, and just get lost in this community. It's a really great community, and I can guarantee you that you're going to fit in just fine because we're all mad here.